One of the coolest things about trading today is how easy it is to access capital. It's not like the old days where you needed to save up thousands of dollars just to get started with day trading. Nowadays, you just need skill and discipline. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I turned $400 into $4,000, which is 10x in just 12 days trading gold futures. We'll talk about the approach and most importantly, how you could do the same exact thing as well. Let's get into it. Now, the secret here lies in leveraging the power of prop firms. In my opinion, prop firms are the best way for a consistently profitable day trader to exponentially grow their trading capital in a short amount of time. So what exactly is a prop firm? Prop firms are essentially firms that will give you capital if you prove to them that you are a profitable day trader. So the way it basically works is that you pay for a challenge and you're going to have a target. Let's say it could be make $3,000, but don't lose $2,000. And there's going to be some other parameters that you have to follow to show that you are a consistent, profitable day trader. And once you hit those goals, then you get access to a larger pool of capital. And the cool thing about this is that it's essentially available to everybody. You just have to prove that you are a profitable day trader. So essentially what I did was I went for 2 additional Topstep $50,000 challenges. And for these challenges, currently they are $49 per month until you pass them. And as I mentioned earlier, I was able to pass these accounts in 12 days of trading. And what's great about prop firms is that you could copy trade these things. So when I'm going for these challenges, I'm not stopping my normal trading. I'm still trading my personal account. I'm still trading all of my funded accounts. And I'm also copy trading these challenges in order to bring more funded accounts into my trading pool. What a lot of people do is that they think of these accounts in the size of them. So for example, when they pass them, they say, I have a $50,000 account. But essentially what you have is you actually have this maximum loss limit. So when you pass the account, you get access to the maximum loss limit drawdown. So essentially for these, I paid $49 per month times 2. I passed them. Then I paid $149 activation fee times 2 to set them up. So for the fee of $400, now I have access to $4,000 of drawdown. So the way I like to think about them is that instead of now having to go into the market and risking $4,000 of my actual money, by spending $400 and passing these challenges, I have the same access of $4,000 for $400. And that is 10x the amount of trading capital. And in my opinion, that's really the way to think about prop firms. All right, so let's go through the dashboard real quick for the challenges. Now, both of these accounts are going to have exactly the same stats because they were literally copy traded. But as you can see, there is a rising equity curve throughout the whole challenge, which is what you want to see. You don't want to see a lot of ups and downs and wiggly patterns. You just want to see that equity curve just go ahead and steadily rise. Now, when I'm doing challenges, I tend to start them off in the negative. I don't know what it is about them. But as you can see on the first day that I got the challenge, I had 2 losses for negative 700 to start the challenge. And then after that, it was just back-to-back wins. So I actually didn't have a single loss after that first day. And I finished the challenge with a 91.67% winning trade percentage, which is one of my best. So I've been trading now for the last 5.5 years, and over the years, I've realized that the more simple and straightforward I make my trading, the better, more profitable and consistent trader that I become. And this was completely opposite to the way I was thinking about trading when I first got started, because I thought that the more complicated and the more concepts or the strategies or the more tickers that I would watch, the better trader I would become, which in fact was the complete opposite thing. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I'm all about the one thing, right? I only trade one instrument, which is gold. I have one strategy that I do every single day of trading. I trade primarily 1 to 2 sessions per day, which is the Asia and London session. And during this challenge that I did, I wanted to also experiment with doing only one entry time frame. Now, in the last videos, you've seen that I take 50-minute entries, 30-minute entries, and 1-hour entries. Now, all of those could work, but I've realized that when I focus on only one time frame, I get to see it a little bit more clearly. I'm not scattered, flipping between time frames, and the 30-minute has been really the perfect time frame for me, and I've been gravitating more towards it because it doesn't fake me out as much as the 15-minute time frame, but it doesn't take as long as the 1-hour time frame. Now, I do watch the 4 4-hour, 8-hour. And obviously on a macro basis, I'm looking at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. But when I'm going to take a trade, I'm entering on 30-minute closes. And that's what I did during these challenges. All right, so now let's go through some of the trades that I took. Now, I'm not gonna go through every single one because majority of them look exactly the same. And as I mentioned earlier, I took every single trade on the 30-minute candles. So primarily, I'm looking at 30-minute closes. So as you can see here, we had a very strong 30-minute candle closure right above previous day high. I entered on the break of that candle. We have the VWAP right over here, the blue line, and we have a 1R from that. Now, let's take a look at a different one here. We have, again, very strong power 30-minute candle closure that came in here. Above the previous day high, we have the previous day high holding here, and I'm targeting 1R. So let's go ahead and see how it ended there. And right there, we have 1R. Now, before I would be holding for these bigger moves right over here, but with this new way that I approach these challenges, only 1R. I take my base hit and I'm done. Here is another trade that I took. We have a very big, strong candle on the 30 minutes. So we do have the VWAP right in the bottom. I was looking at this support and resistance holding, which did. I got in on the break of that 30-minute candle for 1R. And the 1R actually lined up exactly to a previous support, which was forming as a potential new resistance right over here. Again, 1R trade. And last but not least, let's take a look at this one, which was another strong 30-minute candle closure right above the VWAP, as well as this support resistance level, which as you can see was a previous bounce spot. And once I saw that area was holding, I basically risked off of that 30-minute candle for 1R again. Most traders treat prop firms like scratch tickets. They pass one, and then they blow it chasing unrealistic gains, and this cycle starts over and over again. And in big part, it's because they look at prop firms in the face value, thinking that they have a $50,000 account or a $100,000 account, and they over risk. And what ends up happening is that they end up blowing up the account very fast. And this happens to new traders as well as experienced traders. But the way I like to treat them is kind of like rental properties. And what I do is that I look at the drawdown limit that I'm getting. So in my case, I turn $400 into $4,000 in drawdown. And what I do is that I repeat this process over and over again while maintaining the accounts that I already have. So I don't over risk. I like to take it slow and steady and grow all of them at the same time slowly. Because here's the truth, if you could hold on to these funded accounts for months and even a year at a time and grow them slowly, that's when trading really becomes scalable. For me, I even have Topstep funded accounts that I've had for nearly a year, and I trade them every single week. So when you do this, that's when you go from somebody who is constantly going for these challenges, blowing them up, resetting, to somebody who is just gathering these collection of funded accounts and growing them steadily. Kind of like rental properties. One rental property might not be that much. After all the expenses and property management and fees, that might bring you maybe $100 or $200 a month. But if you have a lot of rental properties, let's say you have 20, 30, 40 rental properties, then that is something that is significant. That's exactly the way I look at prop firms. So next time you take a challenge or you get funded, don't think about it as a $50,000 funded account. Think about it as a $2,000 drawdown limit that now you have to protect and grow. And that simple mindset shift is everything. Alright guys, so that is exactly how I turned $400 into $4,000 in just 12 days trading gold futures, and exactly the way that I look at prop firms overall. Now I have a lot of videos on this channel talking about my exact prop firm strategies and day trading in general, so I highly recommend that you check it out. Now if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. This channel is all about day trading tips, day trading psychology, and living a life of freedom around the world. So if that's something that you vibe with, definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you next time. Peace.